Alright. So we'll start this off on second floor.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds and counting. Bomb locations are secure.
Let's start off with your healer kind of person. Your healer is going to start off by reinforcing these 4 back walls. And then you're going to be playing in the CEO office right behind the bomb. If you lay on the floor here, you can't be seen from the windows, but you can shoot anybody who comes through. And there's going to be a little bit of a rotation, like right there. But that's besides the point. Your healer person, if you're running a Thunderbird, keep a Kona station over here in this area. Keep another healing station right around this corner. So this way it can't be shot out unless they're from over here. And then keep your final one over back here. And this basically gives you like maximum healing coverage from any angle. Another thing that your healer's gonna have to do, since most of them have impact nades, they're gonna open up this wall. And you'll see why that is for a minute, in a minute. Next up, we're gonna have your smoke. Since smoke doesn't have any actual reinforcement jobs that need to be done, smoke's job is gonna be either A, taking out drones, and then once he's ready for like the match starting, you can call for your support operator to open up another location right there. And what your smoke is gonna do, your smoke's gonna try holding over in here. And this allows them to see that window if they need to. They can see this entry point, which they can smoke. And if they ever need to, they can always run back over to the conference room and then smoke this entry point as well. Then you're gonna have some sort of like utility denial, either an Aruni, a Jaeger, a Wamai. They're gonna be reinforcing this entire conference room. Keep in mind that Malusi or Mozzie could also work here, if you really want them to. And then you reinforce this wall. And that's all your reinforcements. Or no, reinforce this, and the one to the left. And the reason why we're doing it like this is to try and allow your team to be able to rotate between these objectives. So you can have somebody who's holding in here, they're fighting this, and then once they need to, they can just dip through this hole, and then they can play over here if they need to, or they can play over here. If you are gonna have your smoke's gonna be holding in here, your Thunderbird's gonna be holding back there, or whoever you really want to, could be a dock as well. And then you're gonna have your your extra utility operator, the Malusi, the Wamai, the Mozzie, playing in here. And then you're gonna have your, what's his name? Then you're gonna be having your mute. And what mute's job is going to be placing a jammer there, a jammer there, where is it? A jammer right, hold please, thank you. A jammer there, or even over here. And the reason this is, it keeps the conference room locked down for whoever wants to hold in here. Your Your extra utility operator can also always help out in this room whenever they want to decide to keep this. If this soft wall ever gets opened up, you could always run away. Or if you have an Aruni, you can keep that one with the Surya gate and keep this with the Surya gate. And that cuts off a lot more entry points. But yeah, that's how I'm gonna want this set up. Then you could have a roamer doing really whatever they want to. Your roamer's job at the start of the round is probably gonna be taking out the drones and then just running around seeing where they want to hold. You could have somebody holding in the elevator down there, somebody on first floor. Somebody could be holding like down on blue stairs, and when people start coming through, they loop back up and around. Really up to how the game plays out. It's just important that the person who's playing in conference is always aware that this is open. So you're gonna want somebody watching this. So if you have your extra flex person in here, make sure you have a camera in this room facing this way. Maybe like over by that box or on these papers. And that just keeps a sight of this room. And the reason why that's important is because from this doorway, they won't be able to see you that much. But once they start walking in, if you're caught unaware, you're gonna get shot in the back. Thunderbird's gonna get shot in the back, which is why you're gonna need to keep watching this angle. So your smoker walks back, covers this, person covers that, a person covers this entire line of sight, and that's just how you play it. Okay, next up, first floor, and what's the name of it? I forget. Nam. Staff room and open. Okay, so staff room and open. I was thinking of running an Aruni, a Kaid, a Mira, a Caveira, and a Mute. And specifically those people. And I'll tell you why in just a second. Okay. I'm gonna start off with what your roamer's gonna do.
Down to
Your
10
staff,
seconds.
probably.
5 seconds and counting. You must protect your bombs from being defused by Op 4.
Your Cav is going to reinforce this hatch. And then also the hatch in the supply room. And then can go do whatever they want. And the reason why that is that protects the hatch that is in this part of the room and also in here. Next up, you're gonna have your Kaid. What Kaid is gonna do, he's gonna throw an electroshock claw up there. He's gonna throw one in this room, trying to reach the hatch if he can. And that's basically his job. He's gonna want to reinforce this entire wall. And then you're gonna have your Mira. What Mira's gonna do, Mira's gonna reinforce this. Place one of her things on here. Then it's gonna come over here and place one of her things on this wall. You can also, if you have somebody with impact nade, probably your Caveira, open up that. And that's basically all you're going to be doing for that objective. Your Mira is going to be playing in this room. Your Kaid is going to try and get an electroshock claw right about there, so it hits these three things. If he can't reach that, then just get the shock on that. We'll get a mute jammer in here. Then your mute is going to come around, is going to place a jammer here and a jammer here. And I'll tell you why that is in just a second. Your Aruni is going to come through. It's going to reinforce this entire full wall, which is going to be 4 walls, the last 4 ones that you have. And your Aruni is going to place a Surya gate there, a Surya gate right through there-ish, and then is going to place another one back here on this flank. And then if you're it, open up this for your Kaid. And as I said earlier, your mute's going to be 2 jammers on that, a jammer on that, and then also probably a jammer in this back corner to try and stop drones. But, so that's what your mute's gonna do. Your mute and Caveira are gonna be roaming. Your mute can be soft roaming somewhere up here. Your Caveira can be hard roaming really anywhere that she'd like to, trying to take off angles. But, then there's the positionings. I want your Aruni to be here on this Mira window. And the reason why that is because you can shoot through here into that room if you want to. You can peek here, but that's a bit obvious. You can try and delay attackers by throwing one of your Surya gates right up there, and you can always shoot it back into commission like that. Your Mira is going to be playing in here. You're going to have one of her things set up on this door frame. And that's to try and give a line of sight into this room. And also can shoot all the way down there into this doorway again. And basically what that does is it sets up a crossfire on this door from 1, 2, and 3 angles. It sets up a crossfire on the other door, this way, on 1 and 2, and also, can't really see it from here, but you could like peek that if you want to, without exposing yourself because of that reinforced wall. And then your Kaid's going to be playing back here. I don't know if I mentioned that. Your Kaid's going to be playing in this back part of the open area. If your Kaid ever needs to bail or your Mira ever needs to bail, you take this hatch and that hatch respectively. And since Aruni can just punch out walls, this wouldn't be too bad to have. And that's pretty much it. The only problem that you might end up having on this objective is if somebody's here and they're going to try shooting your Mira. But do you see the line of sight that they would need in order to just see your Mira over there? That's not even where Mira is going to be holding. They would need to step in to try and see where your Mira's at. Either that or they're going to have like a Cali or something set up all the way back here with like a single pixel to try and tag somebody from. So your Mira is pretty much safe due to the tight angle there, and if anyone ever jumps in, they have to go through the Surya gate and your Aruni and your Kaid. And then you probably gonna have like a mute who's either up here Or your mute's gonna be down here, holding in this room. Like right here. And that's really all that you need on this objective. Your mute's gonna be watching your Kaid's flank. Your Kaid is helping your Aruni and also watching this back angle. Your Mira is gonna be watching this entire room. Your Aruni can flex between whatever she needs to do here. And then your Caveira is doing Caveira things, watching flanks and all that. And that's this objective. Okay. This time we're playing in a different, what was it? The staff room or something? Teller's office archives, not staff room. Okay. Okay. So here's how we're gonna
Protect
start
the
this
bombs.
off.
10 seconds. 5 seconds and counting. Increase surveillance on bombs. Op 4 has a diffuser.
I'm just gonna state this first. I want a castle, a smoke, probably a Mira, a mute, and then finally some sort of roamer, probably a Caveira again, because Cav is good for the long sightlines on this map. First off, your Mira's gonna come here, reinforce these walls. This wall. And it's gonna set up a Mira window on here. The next thing your Mira is gonna do, come here, reinforce this. Reinforce this. And I was thinking about whether or not we should try and keep somebody playing back here. But what I was thinking really was we reinforce this as Mira. You place your thing on it, so that way you can see down that angle and a little bit of that angle. And then you proceed to take it out, so it leaves the hole in the reinforced wall. And then you're gonna place it on this wall instead. But then you have your smoke. Your smoke's gonna reinforce this whole wall. And you're gonna have your Mira thing dead center on this. And keep in mind, like, the hole that you make in the Mira thing should be about crouch height. So, just to try and give an example of what kind of LOS you're gonna be getting with that. From here, you'll be able to watch out of that door. You'll be able to watch through here into that hallway. And that just gives, like, an extra defender to this entire room. And that's not even counting the fact that you have the extra Mira window here, which is already discouraging people from coming in. Because what this Mira window does, tells you if anybody is, because you can see all the way down in this room, right? What it tells you is effectively, like, oh hey, there's a person in red room, or there's a person pushing right. And that's what it's going to be able to tell you. The next thing you're probably going to want to do is, there's no real hatches on this objective that you need to reinforce, if you take a look at the ceiling. So you can just reinforce this wall. And this is going to be your castle's job, reinforcing these 3 walls. And then what your castle is going to be doing, castle barricade there, castle barricade there, castle barricade there, castle barricade there. And you just have you have these 3 people playing on the objective. The main thing here, if I said Aruni earlier, forgive me. What did I say? Smoke, castle, Mira, Caveira, mute. So, I never even... So you have your castle barricades up. You're gonna set up a mute jammer on this area. Gonna set up a mute jammer over there. Gonna set up a mute jammer over here. And that's really it. You can also set up a mute jammer on this back area as to try and stop drones. And then your mute can decide to do one of 2 things. Your mute can decide to stay point and watch this angle for any potential hard breachers, and also help out watching this angle. Or your mute can roam like your Caveira. And he can just go up, he can go around. Or you can have your castle roaming instead of your mute. But one of those 2 is probably going to be on second. Roamer. Your smoke is going to be holding over here. Your castle might be holding over here. Your mute might be holding over here. Your Mira is going to be holding here. Your Caveira is roaming. And that's this objective. Okie dokie. Alright then. So finally, basement. Basement was a bit interesting to try and think of. So, first off, you're gonna have a Thunderbird. Thunderbird impacts this wall. Impacts this wall. And that gives you rotation between the 2 objectives. And your Thunderbird are gonna set up a Kona station here. Gonna set up a Kona station here. Gonna set up a Kona station right about this corner. And then your Thunderbird's gonna reinforce this locker's room. Now you're gonna have a Caveira. Caveira's gonna come through here. Caveira is going to reinforce these 2 hatches. And then your Caveira is gonna hold over on like the square stairs again. Usually this is where Caveira is going to want to be holding on most of these objectives over on these staircases, except for the second floor one. And that's because it gives them the ability to jump on anybody who's trying to enter. And that effectively covers this hatch as well. Then you're going to have a smoke. Smoke is going to reinforce this wall. Reinforce this wall. And then is going to reinforce this. And, oh wait, there was one thing I forgot. Your Caveira is also going to reinforce the elevator hatch. If we really want that to be done. It's either going to be the elevator hatch or it's going to be that hatch. And this one leads into the back room. So I'm probably going to have this one reinforced. And now what's going to happen is you're going to have a mute and a Kaid, right? Mute's going to focus on reinforcing the double walls, like here, here. He's going to come through over here. He's going to put his jammers on that doorway however he wants to, and then one on this doorway. Then you're going to have a Kaid. Kaid's going to throw up an electric claw in this area, so your mute jammer can go over there instead. And then your Kaid's also going to electrocute this. And basically what that allows to happen is you can play safely in this room. You can rotate safely between these rooms. This room is safe. This room doesn't have a hatch in it. And then your Kaid's going to come back here and is going to play in this room. Your smoke is probably going to place their deployable shield in this room. So that way your Kaid can play anywhere in this room that they feel like. If your Kaid wants to hold here with the deployable shield here, that's up to them. If they want to play back here, then that's up to them. But it depends on however they want to hold this. So you have a Thunderbird playing in this room, watching down here. You have a Kaid playing back there, looking down here. Your Thunderbird can also look down this long angle if they want to. You're going to have your smoke playing in this room. You're going to have your mute roaming, your Caveira roaming. If we want to swap out the Caveira for a Mira instead, then we can throw, or a Valkyrie, we can have the Mira or Valkyrie throw one of their things so we can see into garage. So like a Mira window here, or a Valkyrie cam in this back corner. And then they can throw their next thing, like Mira window here, Valkyrie cam in there. And then finally, you can throw up your final Valkyrie cam over on this staircase if you want to. But that's pretty much how you're going to be playing this out. You're going to have that like intel kind of person on your team. You're going to have the Thunderbird, the Smoke, the Kaid, the Mute, and then the Caveira, Valkyrie, or Mira. Your Mute is, of course, not going to be on the objective again, because he doesn't need to be. Your Kaid is good at holding objectives. Your Thunderbird can do Thunderbird tricking on the objective. But the rest of it, like you can have a roaming Valk, a roaming Cav, or your Mira can just soft hold. And then your Thunderbird can roam instead.